Hi there, Model Railroad World. This is Fred from ModelTrainStuff.com. Today we're going to give you a how-to on building laser structure kits. Once we get done here, you should be able to build your own structure with no trouble at all. So let's get started. We're going to prime the laser cut wood first. I'm using a Rust-Oleum. It's a primer for cars. It dries quickly. It's sandable. Rust-Oleum, but any manufacturer paint can do. So what you need to do is just take the can and spray. You do a real light spray. You don't want this on heavy because it can warp the wood if it goes on too heavy. So the other thing is we actually don't have a spray booth, so you want to spray this in a well-ventilated room just for your own health. Just want to give it a light spray of this primer. This is a gray primer. It's going to help the other colors show through. The wood's going to soak up this paint so that anything we apply later will take much better. These pieces here have an adhesive back, so I'm only going to spray one side of them. Generally you would spray both sides of the wood to even out the moisture content that the paint's giving it. So that's as simple as that. Then we'll paint the other side later. As soon as this dries, I'll be able to turn it over and paint the other side. So that's step one, and we'll go from here. Okay, so we've primered it both sides. That primer's now dry. So we're going to use some Model Master dark gray. According to the instructions on here, you're supposed to paint the upper half dark gray and the lighter sections light gray. So what we're going to do is just take a brush and just paint the upper half the dark gray. Try and be as close as we can down here for the issue between the two colors, the area between the two colors. So we're just, you can see that the paint on wood tends to soak up paint pretty quickly, so the fact that we primered this is improving the way that this paint takes. So it's just a matter of paint like this. You can see these kits really are not all that difficult to do, and a lot of fun, and quite frankly, the fact that these are wood kits and it's a wood structure, the laser kits actually look better than plastic. I mean, you can make plastic look like wood, but it's a little bit difficult to do it, a little more difficult, let's put it that way. This is a piece that we're going to glue on later. If you can see, there's a sticky back here, 3M. I'm going to pull this off and glue that to there, or just press it on later. But that also needs to be painted a dark gray. So I think I'm going to put a piece of plastic under here so I don't mess up my cutting board too much. And we're just going to paint this. Now you got here, you want to make sure that you get all the sides, because this is going to show up the edges between each one of these pieces here is going to show. So you want to make sure when you paint it that you have that entire area painted so that black area doesn't show, or darker color doesn't show up there. You see this goes pretty quickly. Or if you see a little bit too much paint in spots, that'll, when I pull it off the plastic, that'll resolve itself. So that's all I'm going to do here is just paint that like that, and there we go with the one section we're going to add later. So there we go. This is the Model Master dark gray. Now they're saying a light gray for the bottom, so that's a neutral. Here's a light gray. Shake it up a little bit. I'm using another brush, different brush this time. So right now that's really all we need to do to get the building ready for the next step. So once this dries, we'll be back with the next step. Well, we have been doing this for about an hour now, painting and letting the paint dry. From this point forward, we can start cutting parts out per directions. We are going to use the X-Acto knife with a number 5 blade. What they are calling for is to put the windows in now. They are very simple. I'm going to grab some glue now. Just put a little drop here that we can use for gluing things together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line the inside of the wall here. Just a little bit of glue on 3 sides here for now, because what I want to do on this one now I'm going to take one of these windows. I'm just going to lay it flat here. I'm going to just push the window in to the location that I want it to be in. So this one we're going to have the window up, but now you can also have the second part of the window. You can actually install this. Once again, we'll add a little bit of glue in the bottom for the bottom half of the window. Takes very little glue to do this. And what I'm going to do is this window is going to be partially open. So I'm going to take this one needs to be trimmed up just a little bit also. And I'm going to take this window and I'm going to place it, but I'm going to have it look like it's partly open. So it's going to look like that. Just push it in so it looks correct. So there's a door that we can put in also. Same sort of thing. You have here's the door. Here's once again, the door frame. We can take that in position and press it on. So now you can see that makes a pretty neat looking framed out door. So they also call for a window on top of that. And then here's the door. So once again, take a little bit of glue. And here we want to coat the whole thing here to hold the door in place. And place the window in position. Place the door in position. And then there we have a semi-completed wall. I'm going to continue with this for a few minutes here, and once I get all the doors and windows in, I will at that point show you how to assemble a building from here on. Well, there we have it. We've got all the windows installed. Like I say, it took about an hour to get that finished. This is the bay window here that we'll install in a few minutes here. Right now, the instructions are saying to install the subfloor assemblies in here, and Blair Line's giving us some scribe marks to follow. So I'm going to put this. I'm using a little bit heavier brush here because I have to add a little bit more glue to this to make it hold better. So we're just going to spread the glue in here, and we're going to take this piece and just keep this as close to the scribe marks as we can. Glue that down. Wood glue works good for this too if you prefer that. It's a little stronger glue. The Elmer's works fine, but I know several of modelers prefer the wood glue because it's waterproof and tends to hold the wood together better. Soon we'll be assembling the walls here very shortly. And we're going to use a system called right way clamps to help keep the building square. This is the right way package, and here's the product here. So once I get this glued on, I'll demonstrate how you use that. So when you're going to cut these buildings out, they have little small tabs along the outline of the wall section that you need to just cut through. These tabs right here, and the cool thing about this structure is that it does have tabs. It's tab construction, so everything fits where it should. There's like 4 of them on this side wall. I'm just going to cut through that and then the building comes right out. So now this section here is going to go on this side. I always lay this out first to make sure I have everything where I want it. The rear wall goes here. The wall with the door goes in this location. The loading door goes there. Obviously this wall goes in this location. And we have two other wall sections I need to cut out real quick here. They go into the middle, separate the waiting room from the freight area. So if you want to model this, you know, with a full interior, you have the option to do that. They give you the colors to paint the inside. So I'm just going to cut a little bit of that tab off today. These are two interior walls, but like I say, they give you the option to build inside and highly detail the interior of the building. So there we go. So this wall is going to go like that, and this wall goes in like that. So now all we need to do is add some glue to the bottom of the wall here. And this end. Now these, don't worry so much about the corners here. Part of the design allows you to, these pieces here will actually cover the ends of the walls, and it'll look really good when you're done. It all comes together really nicely. So what we're going to do is just move this piece off to the side for a second. We're going to place this piece in position. These two walls, you can see the tab construction right there, how they go together. It just fits right in there, so you know that the wall's in the correct position. So what we're going to do now, also to make sure that it's in this, the building square, there we go, is to take that right way clamp. One goes on the inside, one goes on the outside. Make sure that it fits properly. You can place these top and bottom. Hold that in place while the glue is drying. I'm going to go ahead and use the other one just to make sure that we're staying square. These things are really strong magnets. It's kind of, always like to use the foundation as a base because you're sure everything fits properly. There we go. There, like that. So now we're going to go ahead and continue putting the wall sections in. Actually, I'm going to add a little bit of glue on the inside here also, so we can use that sub foundation to hold things in place. Wipe off the excess glue. That's the one good thing about the this glue, is that it essentially disappears after it dries. So, but once the one side's square, we should be okay with the rest of the structure. Put this interior wall in here now. So now we're going to use some Easy Bond gap filling super glue to assemble some of these parts together. This comes in real handy. The gap filling works better, gives you a little bit more working time. So all I'm going to do is just put a little drop here, one here, and one down here. And then we're going to take the piece and just install it. so. The gap filling should give us a little bit of time to work with it. Put the front wall on. And all these gaps will get covered with another item that we're going to put in here, which is these pieces. It covers every gap that we have in here gets covered. It's kind of a neat feature of the way they put this kit together. So that just goes right in there like that. And last but not least, put that in, and the other wall. So there's the bay window installed. From here we'll go to the next step. Okay, so we have the bay window put on now. We're going to go ahead, and the next step is to install the roof. So it's all tab construction, which is real nice. So we actually have the scribed lines in here for lining up our tar paper roof when we get to that step. So all you do is to match the tabs on the roof. Sometimes you have to, on these wall sections, you have to move them just slightly to make sure they fit properly or drop into place. So that's one roof section on, and then we're just going to turn it over, and this should line up a little easier because we have the front wall on. There's the roof section all ready for us to put the tar paper on. So now the directions call for us to put some trim on the edge of the roof, and it's the same material as we had before, where you peel the backing off of the strip of wood to have a sticky back. And we're going to take this piece and place it put it in place. As you notice, it kind of sticks to your hand a little bit, so you want to keep your fingers away so you can keep the glue on the part that you're trying to put on the structure. And as you see, we're just going to push this in place and then just run our finger along the edge to make it adhere better. So there's that piece on. Now proceed to the other side. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to pull the protective backing off the glue. See? And this one, put this on. This one fought me a little bit more. Hope we have that almost in place here. There we go. And we, once again, just rub your finger across there, push it down. Now we're going to move to the front. I've cut these pieces out prior to doing the video here, so we can move along a little faster. Once again, you peel the backing off, put it in place. Now I've seen that there's a little tab sticking up from the laser cut piece. I've just got to I've cut that off, and I'm going to put that piece in place. As you can see, it's goes in well. Once again, press it in place. Now I have seen that there's a little tab sticking up here, so I'm going to take the X-Acto knife and just scrape off that tab. Wrong way. Cut that off and put it into place, and there we have the trim. So now the instructions call for us to put the roof in place, or the roof material in place. Have a material that we just painted a grimy black. It's a paper material with the same glue backing as we had on the wood pieces. And all we need to do is cut these out. And as you can see, we can, same thing, you had to peel the backing off of this. That comes off, and now we're going to place this in its proper location along the front edge of the roof. Goes in just like that, and we will have to come back a little bit later and maybe add a little bit of black paint to the edge there. You can see where one of the edges of the tar paper showing. So, but that's a future step. So, here we go. We just continue with this until the roof is complete. Well, now we've finished putting the roof on. We've installed the chimney. There's flashing that goes around the chimney that you need to install. The roof caps, and you just burnish those down with a. You can even use your X-Acto knife to do it. Just run that across there just to hold everything down tightly. And later on, we're going to weather this roof a little bit. But right now, we're going to go to the next step. The next step is to install these pieces that are going to cover this gap here and the ends of the walls. So it's, once again, it's peel and stick. So we're going to take the X-Acto knife and peel this off. We're going to take the building. Actually, we're going to set it right up in the peak and just let it drop into place. So there we have the one wall in. Now we're going to run, and we need to put this piece in here on the front. As you can see, this kit goes together pretty quickly. One evening, maybe two, and you should be able to have the whole structure together. Now we're just going to take this piece and pop it up in here, line it up with the door, and press in place. And we just move to the next progressive wall. Be a little careful pulling this off. I can feel that this kind of tugs on some of the finer pieces, so you have to be careful that you don't break something. Once again, install it up against the roof, bottom, and press in place. Once again. So you can see how quickly this goes. So it's really giving us a nice finish here, where we had that paint which didn't match real well down here. That's now looking real good. So now we have all of the details with the window framing and all put in on all sides. As you can see, that looks really nice. Now the final touches to this are just to install these pieces here. I'm going to go ahead and use the super glue on this, just because it gives me, it goes a little more quick. Just glue one into the corner here. We'll need to touch this up with some paint. It's not a big deal. Make sure it's on there straight. here against the top. And the advantage of using the gap filling super glue is that you have a little bit of time to work before it sets. So now, once we have that done, I'm going to come back with this piece and I painted both sides, so that's good. And we're going to put a bead of glue along here. Just put them up against these two pieces we just had in there. Glue that up to the roof. Against those pieces. You can see now we have the ornate C&O style woodwork on the ends. So we're going to come back, I'm going to finish this up, and then I'll be back shortly to show you the finished product. Alright, well here we are. We have the finished kit. So as you can see, it does make a very nice kit. Nicely done. Easy to build, as I said before. One evening, maybe two, and you should be finished. So I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you soon.